And we're very lucky because Prue joins us now. Prue, what can viewers expect this time round from Cotswold Kitchen?
Well, I hope it'll be exciting. We've got, you know, we have a few celebs come in.
A few? You've got the A to Z.
Well, we have. And, I mean, what really pleased me was Blake Lively.
Yeah.
Because I had met her when she and Ryan Reynolds crashed the Bake-Off tent when we were at Pinewood.
When they were filming.
Because their children are mad about Bake-Off, so they all turned up. And so we got friendly. And so I said to her, you know, when I started doing this Cotswold Kitchen, I said, if you're ever in the Cotswolds, give me a ring, and we might just happen to be filming, and if we were... And so she said, I'd absolutely love to. And of course I thought she was just being nice. And then one day I got a phone call on a Saturday saying, I'm free tomorrow, I'm in the Cotswolds, are you filming? No. And so we weren't going to film the next day because it was Sunday. And, but I got a hold of the crew and I said to the production company, if Blake Lively comes on, can we do it by tomorrow?
But they went,
of
yes.
Course.
Yes, we can.
They love cookery shows, don't they?
Yeah.
So Blake and Ryan love to sit down as a family.
And she's a really good cook. Because it was all in such a hurry, we only made very simple things, a sort of fancy Caesar salad. But she was just such good fun. And, of course, the crew loved her. And I think my husband is totally in love.
Oh, really? That's it now? he's all about Blake now. I heard she had quite a novel use of a hairdryer. What's that all about?
Yeah, no, she does. She uses a hairdryer to dry anything that needs drying in it.
Oh, just anything in general?
Yes, which does speed things up a bit.
It does, actually, doesn't it?
She was defrosting... She said she defrosted her food with the hairdryer as well, didn't she?
Yeah, and she dries the icing with a hairdryer.
And you had Gemma Collins on?
Oh, I love Gemma.
I bet that was amazing.
Do you know, that was so funny because I didn't think we'd get on because we have very different lives and she's just so sort of Essex, you know, I absolutely adored her. And what surprised me was she's such a good cook. And, you know, she made a sort of lamb cutlets covered in breadcrumbs and parmesan, really absolutely delicious, with a little tomato salad and with capers in it. And she really is a very good cook.
And cook. You said Blake was taken by your husband. Yeah. I'm sorry, your husband was taken by Blake, but Gemma was very much taken by your husband. She became obsessed with your husband while she was there.
Well, yes, but, you know, he is quite lovely, my husband. The only quarrel I have with my husband at the moment is because he's in the show now, because, you know, I actually sort of inserted him into the show because I thought he'd get fed up with all those...
people around.
Yeah, people in camera crews and cameras and cables and all the rest of it. I thought if he was part of it, he wouldn't object.
He wouldn't moan.
And you know what? He's become so successful that I'm now getting quite fed up because I think I'm meant to be the star. The telly star in this family, not him. But we go, you know, to the supermarket and everybody says, oh, can I have your selfie? And it's not me.
It's him.
They're not looking at me. They're all very...
All about him.
It's all about him.
And do the celebs come on? Do they, like, cook their own dish, do they, Prue?
Yeah, they can. They can do what they like, but either they cook for me, which most of them want to do,
nice,
or I cook for them if they don't want to cook. So, you know, sometimes I do it all the cooking, or I help them cook or something. But a lot of people have one dish that they know that they're really good at, and so they come and do it.
What's your dish?
What would you do?
Oh, I would... Oh, this is so hard, but a roast dinner.
Yeah.
I just think whoever invented it needs an MBA. I think is there. Yeah, just the best.
You can't beat a roast dinner on a Sunday, can you?
What's your dish?
I love making fresh basil tagliatelle with like pesto sauce.
Well, you see, there you are. That would be perfect.
I know
you better come on, right?
Oh, come on, come down, Prue.
But you can't do a whole roast dinner. There isn't time.
No, not enough time now. But
you can come and do a perfect roast chicken. To do a really good roast chicken,
I get scared of a roast chicken.
And I know this is going to sound like a mad question, but what would your dish be? Of all the dishes you do, what's the signature Prue dish?
You know, probably at the moment it changes all the time because but I'm really keen on those sort of spicy bean dishes. You know, sort of Middle Eastern kind of
nice.
cooking, yeah.
I like that. I like that. And I've got to ask you, because you and your lovely husband are coming up with your 10-year wedding anniversary.
Are we?
You are. I'm just reminding you, apparently. I've got to ask, the done thing...
In October?
In October.
Is that 10 years?
Apparently, yeah.
Good Lord, that's amazing.
I know, it's incredible. It's a decade, Prue.
You mean...
Gemma, I'll ring you a week before so you can get a card, so you don't forget. I've got to ask, obviously everyone's doing all the vow renewals now. Are we going to see some lavish vow renewal in the Cotswolds with Gemma Collins as bridesmaid and Blake Lively walking him down?
Well, that would be fun, but no, I don't think we're likely to do any of that. I mean, we're much more likely to not even notice it, to forget it.
Really?
But I can't believe it's 10 years.
10 years. 10 years. I love the fact I've told you that as well.
Prue, I was reading my notes and I laughed my head off because it says here you're a self-proclaimed bossy woman, and you once called the Michelin Guide and you called the editor to ask why your restaurant hadn't received a Michelin star. Is that true?
Well, yeah, it's absolutely true.
Right on.
I mean, every year I would open this guide and we'd be in it. You know, the Michelin Guide recommends lots of restaurants, but they only give stars to very few. And year after year, I knew my restaurant was worthy of this star.
Prue. My goodness.
So I got really cross and I decided that I had to know why. So I just picked up the phone and said, can I speak to the editor of the guide? And it was, they for some reason, they just put me straight through. And I found myself talking to this guy. And I said, why haven't we got a star? And he said, you know what? He said, we've been, if the Michelin Guide are thinking of giving you a star, they visit the restaurant at least 3 times in the year so that they know it's consistent. And he said, the trouble with you is you're not as consistent enough. But so he came. He said, do you want me to get my inspector and we'll come and talk to you? So they came, the chief inspector, him, and then I had my manager and my chef. And we sat around the table and they said, you know what, you've been on the cusp of getting a star for so long, but take your bread, for example. On August the 1st, you had really beautiful, there were 7 varieties or 5 varieties of bread. They were all fresh, they were all warm, they were all homemade. They came in a lovely basket. And then the next time we were there were only 3. Next time we visited, there were only 3. And they were absolutely delicious, but they were cold, and we were expecting what we'd had before. And then, so 4 months later we came, and there was only 1 kind of bread, and it was obviously bought in baguettes. Perfectly good, but they hadn't been, you were supposed to bake them more, and they weren't properly baked. And as I listened to this, I thought, oh my God, that's when the chef we had a really good baker. He was fantastic. And that's when we lost the baker, and we thought the chef, who made a very good focaccia, could do the bread. And that's when the chef went on strike and refused to do any more bread.
I'm not doing no more bread.
And we had to buy it in. And I said it was only for a couple of days that we bought in bread.
And it was just by chance the days
but that was when they came. And so they are really, really fussy about consistency. And they also quarrelled about the fact that I had... we had a first-course trolley with lots of different sort of antipasta salady things on. And he said, we suspect that you are using the same French dressing on all of them. And it would be wouldn't it be more interesting to have a herbal one with the tomatoes and a mustardy one with the German sausage salad? And as I was thinking, what a good idea. We just had a bucket of good French dressing. And
couldn't you have told us a couple of weeks previous? We would have done that.
And so we did what we were told, and then we got a...
And then you got...
And then we got a Michelin star.
And rightly so you should, all over a French dressing. I've got to quickly ask you, just before we let you go, Prue, because I know we're going to be using you in the phone-in a moment, but Nigella, have you caught up with her? Obviously, new season's coming up of Bake Off. If you give her any tips?
Well, I didn't have to give her any tips, but I did tell her to just enjoy it, because she is so good, and she was quite nervous.
Yeah.
But she's totally well qualified, and she knows exactly what she's doing, and the audience love her, and Paul loves her. And in fact, I saw her and Paul this week. Oh. And they're getting on fine.
Good.
Oh, they're a lovely bunch, though, aren't they?
It's been left in safe hands. You passed the baton over into a nice set of hands.
She's nice. I was glad it's her.
Yeah, she's a lovely woman, Nigella. Really, really lovely woman. Well, listen, Prue, you're not going anywhere just yet, but before you do, I just want to say Prue Leith's Cotswold Kitchen begins this Saturday at 8:30 a.m. on ITV1, so make sure you watch it.
Yeah, and we're really